Becoming unstoppable.
Welcome to the Hopefulist, a daily talk show hosted by veteran broadcaster Wendy McClure. Join Wendy each day as she shares her life lessons that transformed her from perpetual pessimist to the ultimate hopefulist. The perfect morning show to get you caught up on the day's top stories while sharing insights that will lead to positive transformation and bring out the hopefulist in you. For more inspiration, visit Hopefulist.com. And now, here's your host and hopefulist, Wendy McClure.
Hello and welcome to the Hopefulist. Thank you for joining me today for your daily dose of inspiration and positivity. The quote of the day comes from Ms. Jen Sincero herself. We've been talking about her book, You Are a Badass, all week. And she says, there's nothing as unstoppable as a freight train full of F yeah. Except she used the whole word. I'm not going to do that, but I think you know what she's trying to say. We're going to go over a little bit more of Jen's book today and talking about how to just keep going, how to just persevere and keep going down that path without letting anything get in your way. I told you that I'm going to be taking the week off next week, and I am going to attempt to unplug. I have already reversed that decision somewhat. I have decided that I am going to allow myself to be on Instagram because I do not have any political affiliations on Instagram. All I have is kindness and positivity and people that uplift me. I'm actually trying to see my actual name. Yeah. So if you would like to follow me on Instagram, if you are not already, I find Instagram to be, and again, because it's what I fill my feed with. I fill my feed with people who empower me, with people who I admire and want to model my life after. So it's completely different for me than Facebook. Facebook is just a mishmash of everything. So if you would like to follow me on Instagram, I will be doing some updates via Instagram next week while I am on vacation. And my handle on Instagram is the _Hopefulist. HOPEFULIST. The _Hopefulist. So please follow along with me on Instagram if you are not already. The topic for today, I wanted to ask you guys about road trips and vacations and such, because you know why? I'm going on vacation, and we are going to the Outer Banks. It is very difficult to fly to the Outer Banks. You fly to the Outer Banks, it's still 2 hours away. You got to rent a car, you got to drive. You might as well just drive. It's about an 8-hour drive from the Jersey Shore down to the Outer Banks. And somebody had mentioned this, that they like to take a road trip because they can take their dogs as well. Yes, Tucker is going on vacation with us this year. We are all going to the beach. So that is a very good point. You can take certain dogs on flights. I think Tucker probably would be small enough where she could get on a flight with us, but that's a hassle. That is a hassle and probably pretty expensive too. So I wanted to hear from you. Would you prefer a road trip or do you like to fly? Predominantly, most people say they like a good old-fashioned road trip. Marcy, though, does not. She says, definitely flying. I don't want to spend half my vacation in the car. Flying is such a pain. I really hate to fly if I don't have to. I don't mind a nice road trip. You're in your car. Everybody loves their own car, right? You're in your car, you got your music, and, you got all your stuff. Stop and get a drink whenever you want. It's just much more convenient and typically a lot cheaper. But yes, it will take you a lot longer to get there. Cheryl says, either I'm just happy to be vacationing. Michelle says it depends on the distance. Any longer than 10 hours, I'd like to fly. Jim says, road trip with some stop-off itinerary along the way with someone you love to spend quality time with, and no kids saying, are we there yet? Oh, I say that as much as the kids do. Corinne says flying. I want to get there. Yeah. It's not 2 hours at the airport. Oh, so annoying. Then we have a bunch of road trips. Ashley says, I like a good road trip to see everything, but I don't mind flying as well. Speaking of seeing everything, I don't think that we're going to see a lot of it because we're going south. But if you are doing any type of road trip up north, this is the time of year to do it with all the fall foliage. Oh, my gosh, it's so nice. One year, spur of the moment, I just drove up to Boston for a little weekend overnight getaway. I was by myself. It was just a spur of the moment thing. I was like, you know what? I'm going to go up to Boston. The trip, I think it was about a 5 or 6 hour drive. And it was right around this time of year. And I went, and the leaves were so amazing. I will never forget that trip. Mostly just for the view as I got to take in as I drove up to Boston and back. Today we're going to be talking about how to become unstoppable. Now, Jen had started this chapter with talking about how her and a friend of hers back in school had started a band. And they didn't really know anything about being in a band, but they did it anyway. So she's talking about ways to just lead, just start doing. And she says, number one, just see what you can get away with. This is my favorite. Life is ridiculous. It so seriously is. We have no freaking idea what we're even doing here, spinning around on this globe in the middle of this solar system with who the hell knows what out there beyond it. Make a big fat deal out of anything. Making a big fat deal out of anything is absurd. It makes much more sense to go after life with a sense of, why not? Instead of a furrowed brow. I have had a furrowed brow most of my life, and now I have the wrinkles to show it. One of the best things she says I ever did was make my motto, I just want to see what I can get away with. It takes all the pressure off, puts the punk rock attitude in, and reminds me that life is but a game. Yes, we have bigger responsibilities and more pressure as adults, but come on, folks. I guarantee you there are countless people with way more to whine about out there than you, who are totally kicking ass because you decided to go for it instead of sitting around in the wet pant load of their own excuses. Take a new approach to what you're doing and try this on. I just want to see if I can start my own successful business. I just want to see if I can get myself out of debt and make $100,000 more this year. I just want to see if I can lose 100 pounds. I just want to see if I can sell one of my paintings for 50 grand. I just want to see if I can meet my soulmate. Take the pressure off and get back in on the adventure. 2, lose track of time. Have you ever been doing something and suddenly realized that hours have gone by without you noticing? What does that for you? And how often during your day does this happen? Ever? When you're so lost in what you're doing that you lose all sense of time, you have officially entered the vortex. You want to get your ass in there as much as possible. So look at your life and figure out how you can make that happen. First, figure out the things you get lost in your business and your personal life. Then figure out how you can be doing more of those things at the same time. Hire someone, no excuses, and delegate the tasks you hate doing. Partner up with someone who's good at and enjoys doing the things you're not that into. So you can be freed up to do more of what you want. If you have to, make massive changes in your business and your personal life to include more time doing what you love. Hey, figure it out. Don't just hand your life over to your circumstances like a little wuss. She's pretty bold, Jen. I'm just going to throw that out there. You can take your life wherever you want it to go. So grab it by its nether regions and make doing the things you love a priority. Finally, keep being the beginner. One of the best things about starting a band, she says, when you have no idea how to play your instrument, is that you don't care if you stink because you already know you do. Then once you learn how to play, you get all serious. You become overly critical and hard on yourself and don't let yourself have nearly as much fun. The trick is to let the beginner live alongside the expert. Instead of pretending you don't know who she is when she tries to sit with you and your new, cooler, more experienced friends in the cafeteria. The beginner may be an idiot, but she knows how to party. And if you don't let her play with you anymore, things risk getting rather droll around here. So hone your skills. Take your craft seriously. Learn what you need to learn. Invest in yourself. Practice your ass off. Fall down. Get up. Keep going. Get really, really, really good at what you do. But don't lose the fun in the process. Because, what's the point of doing all that work then? The only thing you need to do is do the very best you can. Once you've done that, the only other thing that matters is that you enjoy yourself. And finally, love yourself. And the bluebirds of happiness will be your permanent backup singers. Love me some Jen Sincero. Just love Jen Sincero. She is bold. She is out there. She calls it like she sees it. She's a little brash. Some people, she might be a little too much for. Me, she's just perfect. Love her. Love, love, love her. I'm glad I've gotten to share a little bit of the insights that I've learned from Jen over the last couple of years. If you have not picked up a copy of You Are a Badass, How to Stop Doubting Your Greatness and Start Living an Awesome Life, I hope you will do so. I learned so much from this book. Honest to God, I learned so much from this book. So, with that said, I'm going to say adieu for the next week. I will be basking in the sun, I hope, and having a fabulous time vacationing with family. Pray for no fighting. You know how it can get sometimes when family spends a little too much time together. We just were all together in Colorado about a month ago. I'm thinking we're probably pushing it now. So, maybe I'll just have adult beverages the whole week, and that way I'll just take the edge off. I'll relax, let everything go right on by me. I'm learning. I'm growing. I hope you are too. So you have a fantastic weekend. Whatever it is that you are doing, please make sure that you are safe. Live your life this weekend like the badass that I know you are. And you know that I'm always here cheering you on.
Thank you for listening to The Hopefulist, hosted by Wendy McClure. For more inspiration, please visit Hopefulist.com. Thanks, and we'll see you tomorrow on The Hopefulist.
Be your old badass self. Happy Friday.